Konami's Jackal was released in 1988 for the Nintendo NES, and it is a port of a 1986 arcade game. And this game was also available for the Famicom Disk System. I love that intro line. This battle will make your blood boil. It really cuts to the heart of the whole thing. It's saying, this motherfucker is hardcore. Jackal is right to the point, straight up a run and gun. Except for you're not actually running, you're driving a Jeep. It is a 1 or 2 player game, and the 2-player mode is simultaneous gameplay, which is a very nice way to play most run and guns, and it's a great way to play Jackal. I definitely recommend playing with a friend. It really makes the game a lot easier, and it makes it a lot more fun. The gameplay control is straightforward and simple. You use your D-pad to control your Jeep in, I guess, 8 directions. And you have the 2 buttons on the NES controller. One controls your machine gun shooting, and the other controls your grenades or missiles or whatever power-up you happen to have in that slot. And you can power up your grenades, which is a fantastic feature in any kind of shooter. And the gameplay is almost like a reverse of Commando. In Commando, you can only throw your grenades in the direction towards the top of the screen, but you can shoot your machine gun in all directions. This game is just the opposite. Your machine gun only goes towards the top of the screen, but you can shoot your grenades or missiles in any direction. Now, in the mid to late 80s, the run and gun genre was very oversaturated, both in the arcade and in the home console market. You just saw many titles with the same kind of premise. But Jackal was set apart from the crowd by 2 features. The first was that you're driving a Jeep and you can actually run over the enemy soldiers. That's kind of fun and novel at the time. And the other feature is its somewhat destructible environments. You'll notice that when you shoot a house, you can blow a hole in the side of it, and there's usually people in it. And there's certain destructible gates and things of that nature. You didn't see too many destructible environments in video games in the mid or late 80s. And the games that you did see that had destructible environments were known for it. It was a very neat feature, a very novel concept. Now you can, like I said earlier, power up your grenades, and you can get the first power up is a missile, and then after that it's a missile that explodes in 2 directions like I have now, and the last power up you can get is a missile that explodes in 4 directions, and it makes the game kind of fun to play. If you die, you lose your power ups, which is usually the case with most of these shooters with power ups. And you pick up the power ups by picking up a flashing person that runs out of a house that you blew up. On certain particular houses, there is the power-up guy, as I call him, and he'll run out, and if you capture him, then he'll give you a powered-up weapon. The other people you'll see coming streaming out of a house are captured friendly soldiers, and you get extra points for picking them up. There's another power-up guy. Now I got the 4-way directionals. A very cool feature. So you pick up your straggler captured POWs, you take them to the helipad here, and if you're able to drop them off successfully into the helicopter, you get bonus points. There are 6 stages, I believe, in Jackal, and they increase in difficulty as you go on, as expected. With more enemies, stronger enemies, and blah 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 blah, backgrounds that fire back at you. All kinds of fun stuff. At the end of each stage is an end boss sequence, but typically it's not just one boss, it's like a whole plethora of strong enemies. This, I believe, is the end boss for stage 1. It's a whole bunch of these really fast blue tanks that take 2 missiles to kill instead of 1. I felt the difficulty level of Jackal was right in the appropriate zone, right where it should have been. It didn't feel too easy and it didn't feel too hard. A lot of times you'll pop in these older shooter games, and since we're not really used to playing games of this ilk anymore, not many people play shooters like this anymore, the difficulty levels seem pretty hard. But Jackal was right where it should have been, I felt. Now we see the start of Stage 2. We went from a jungle sequence to some kind of ancient ruins city thing. Kind of a strange transition, but they had to make it graphically different, and they were working within some limitations. So it's not totally bad, but it's an interesting environment, I'd say. And this is also the environment where we first see the background fighting back at us. Those columns at certain points break off and try to attack you, and there's these giant statue heads that shoot missiles out of their mouths. Kind of a strange thing, but pretty fun to blow up. Pretty satisfying to lob a grenade at those statues and blow the head right off their shoulders. It's a great person squishing sound effect, by the way, when you run over a person in this game. It just, it's a really satisfying squish. There is a continue feature in Jackal, but I'm not sure if there's a limited number of continues or if you can continue infinitely. I don't know, it's been too long since I've played, and I haven't tried to beat the game recently. So, I guess somebody will have to write in if they know and let me know. And I don't remember if I've actually beaten Jackal. I'd like to say that I have beaten it in the past, but I don't remember the ending. So it's possible that I never actually got to the end. And here's the part where it really starts getting difficult with these statues. Konami's Jackal is a pretty easy game to find. You can pick it up probably for, $2 or so. And it's definitely a fun time, especially if you have a friend to play with. The 2-player mode is really where Jackal is strongest. It just makes it a lot more enjoyable. But the 1-player mode is still fun to play, albeit more challenging. And if you play Jackal, definitely try running over the enemy soldiers. It's a lot of fun. I'm Dommy from Classic Games Revisited. Until next time.